Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge podcast. My name's Josh. Thanks for joining me. Hope you're doing swell, because you are. Swell yourself. Anyway, today we're talking about the Brazilian Jenkins. People have been asking for an update on this video. It's insane what they did with this cat. Some lady had found their cat, had a GoFundMe for this cat, has raised over $5,000 to get this cat. Look, but the thing is that this is animal abuse, and they're still on the internet. Have you never seen the documentary Don't F with Cats? Because maybe you should take a look at it, Brazilian Jenkins. Go F yourself. Let's talk about it. What's he doing, Pimpy Dims? There's pasta on this desk, which is why she's over here. You're such a cutie, but you can't have any. She's got allergies, and I think it's because I switched her food to the Costco food from the From. And she's got the itchy ears, so we're switching her food out. Poor girl. Xena, you never met Xena, because that was way before I started YouTube. That's her there with Everly, when Everly was like 3. She had bad ears too, and it was sad. But we had to clean her ears out every day. It was just a battle. I miss Xena. She's my baby. Anyway, Brazilian Jenkins. Let's get into it right now. So, as you guys all know, Brazilian Jenkins has recently moved to a hotel. If you don't know, now you know. They got evicted from their place, and in order to save the eviction, I don't know how you say this, in order to mitigate it so they don't have it on the record, they left, right? They could have just stayed and squatted, and it'll affect their credit and the ability to get apartments in the future, which it still is apparently affecting them getting an apartment now. So they moved, there's 7, I think it's 7 of them, have moved into a hotel. No bedrooms, just a hotel, right? And they brought in and it's one of the slum hotels. If you guys don't know anything about slum hotels, it's not a safe place for children, okay? It's really not. And I know this firsthand, okay? I had to when I was a child. It's literally fentanyl city. It's just where drug dealers hang out. It's like easy access for drug dealers to go sell, and no one cares. Canada doesn't give a shit, man. They just don't care. Especially in Kitchener. It's the amount of people in Kitchener dying of fentanyl overdoses is insane, okay? And it's unsafe. People have their hotel rooms open, people drinking, they're fighting. It's open drug, it's open sex work, it's open everything. And there's literal kids running around with no shoes on, stepping on glass, needles, going in the dumpsters. It's not safe for children. Now, it is imperative for them, in order to not have their children be around this type of stuff, to go get a fucking job. The only reason this asshole is not getting a job is because he doesn't want to pay child support for his first child. That is literally the only reason. And also, he's a lazy piece of shit. All he does is play video games. Okay? He might DoorDash. I don't even know if he does that anymore. But they were making a little bit of money on TikTok, and still are to this day. They're not banking huge dollars on TikTok. So for each post, she only makes $417. Now, and you guys are like, oh, that's, she posts probably quite often, but they're not making a lot of money. But for poor people, they're making money. Do you know what I'm saying? $417. Some people, that many kids, they get a big welfare check. They do, and they get, I think they're on what you guys consider, we call it food stamps. I think they're probably on that for sure, right? They meet that criteria. And so they're getting their food for free. They're living on welfare, and they're deadbeats. And all of these children are going to suffer through this whole thing. And not only that, they're deadbeats that are disgusting the way that they live, and then they show that to the world, and these kids have to live through that. Now, the only thing that I can say growing up is I lived like these kids. Okay, I did. I absolutely did, and that's why it breaks my heart that these kids are going through this. The only thing I had, though, is that my mom kept our house, pristine. That's the only thing my mom took any pride in and had any pride in. Because she cleaned houses for, when she was working and stuff like that. She was just good at it. She just did not like a dirty house. So I was never ashamed to have people over and we'd be like, I can bring, because, I was ashamed because our house was a piece of shit, but it wasn't that it was dirty inside. It was always clean. So the difference is that their house is always disgusting. And these kids are going to have to deal with that through adolescence and high school and junior high, and growing up in poor areas where they live. Those schools are even worse. I'm telling you, the bullying at schools where there's troubled communities around it is way worse. There's more gang activity. These kids are going to be searching for acceptance in different areas. They're going to be doing drugs. They're going to be drinking. They're going to be bullied insane amounts if they even go to school, which at this point, I'm hoping they don't. I'm not even lying to you. I'm hoping that they're homeschooling and hope it's done properly, which it's probably not. The money that they make is not offsetting the ability for them to get an apartment, because they can probably get the apartment. It's that nobody will give them the apartment because they're like, no, why did you get kicked out of here? Why'd you get kicked out of here? Like, we're not doing that. Like, no one in their right mind is going to give them an apartment. And to get on Section 8, which is what I think you guys call it in the States, which is a community housing where we live, it's like years-long wait lists. And so they're basically, for all intents and purposes, probably gone to a place where they're like, look, we're going to be homeless and we're a family. And so they just put them up in a hotel and the government pays for it. I don't think that the resilient Jenkins are paying for this. I think the welfare is paying for it. But if welfare, or wherever you call it in your state, or wherever they're from, Oregon, I don't know where they're from, understands that she's making money on the side, that would take away. So I think it's dollar for dollar match, like it usually is. Like if you're on welfare and you have four kids? Well, 3 of hers, 1 of his. You're going to get a lot more money from welfare because you have kids, you have dependents, so you get a little bit more. But for every dollar you earn on the side, welfare will take that back. They'll claw it back and be like, well, you don't need it because you have that. Like, they want you to live on the bare minimum because welfare is not meant to be sustainable, people. And a lot of people are confused about that in the world. Like, I can't get ahead. Well, you're not meant to get ahead on welfare. It's meant to be an emergency net to catch you when you need it the most so that you can get off of it and get a real job. But people live on welfare their entire lives and they survive and scratch by, and they get upset that they don't get more. And they learn how to they basically learn how to steal or con their way into getting things that they want. Like, there's no reason this guy should have 3 TVs in a hotel room with a PS5 playing video games. Where is it? This one. They have 3 TVs in a hotel room with a bunk bed, and he's got a PS5, which is $700. And I'm pretty sure he had the PS5 before his kids had beds. So if you're on welfare, and this is where I'm going to judge you because I lived this life, okay? And I know people who still live this life. If you're on welfare and you put yourself first before your children, and by the end of the month or by the second week, you don't have any food left, you don't have any money left for emergencies, nothing, you can go f*** yourself and you should lose your children. You understand? I'm telling people that if you prioritize yourself, people on welfare who get their nails done, who get their hair done, who walk around with expensive bags and expensive shoes and high fashion clothes and want their kids also, and it's really their kids too. They want their kids to be in high fashion Nike and expensive that look expensive. You don't deserve children, okay? Welfare is not meant to be a sustaining salary. It is supposed to keep you in emergency food until you can get a job. But these people have been on welfare for probably years and years and years. And again, the only reason this guy doesn't want to work, it's not because he's disabled, it's not because he's whatever, it's because he does not want to have some of his money clawed back to pay for his other child. These people call themselves resilient Jenkins. Like, we're resilient. Well, you're not helping your other children. So you're a deadbeat piece of shit. Okay? So these people get out here doing this, living like this, do not, and let me make it clear, do not deserve their children and should not have them. Okay, I can't make it more clear. These kids, and I know what I'm saying. Okay, I know what I'm saying. They need to be put somewhere else, and not with Dr. D doesn't. Okay, somewhere else. This is not a life for children. It is really, really bad. I mean, and you know that these two are doing things. You know that she smokes weed while pregnant, does drugs, so she does that, and you know that they're sexual beings because they're married, I guess, or something they're together in a 1-bedroom hotel room. And you think they're not going to be doing that in front of their kids? I got news for you. They probably are. Okay? These children are living in debaucherous, unsustainable, disgusting lives, and the parents are just laughing all the way to the bank because they're making money on TikTok as well as welfare, as well as food stamps or SNAP, whatever you call it. And all the Americans, all the people watching them hate them, you're the ones paying for them to do this. And they're laughing in your face. And she says this in the caption: easy to assume you know all the answers, but do you really? The sunshine was so nice today. Hardly seems worth explaining, but for whatever reason, I feel like I want to. Again, this is rage bait, everybody. She knows that she's going to get comments and people hate her for it, and she continues to post it. She gets so upset online that people are commenting about her and hating her, and all she has to do is just get off the internet. It's all gone. It literally will disappear. No one will hate you anymore. They can't because they won't be able to find you. Delete your profiles. Get rid of it. But she can't because the little money she makes is big deal for people who are poor. Okay, a lot of people are like, oh, it's only a little bit of money. It's still, for them, any bit of money is good. It's how he got his PS5. It's got 3 TVs in a hotel room. Okay? Any little bit extra that they're not claiming is, so mean also they're probably committing fraud. So they might even end up in jail someday for this, by the way. We were trying to minimize the mess made with the donuts. That's why Drew was handing them to the kids. And also, we weren't sure if the store would have a maple bar. They're always at spelt there wrong. Anyways, we had a great morning. Anyways, so I need you to see this. And the only reason I'm not blurring out this is because I need you to see his son. A lot of people are commenting this on Reddit as well. Watch the kid's reaction and tell me what you feel, because I'll tell you what I feel in a second. Here's a donut.
Dad got you the maple one.
So, the reason I'm showing you this kid, look. He's surprised he's getting a donut. He's looking at the camera sad, like he didn't look he was going to get a donut. Probably because they told him he wasn't going to get a donut. And then they gave him a donut because he's on camera. And he's like, whoa. And it broke people's heart. I'm pretty sure that, I think Kirsty was the one that came out with the video about how she is accused of hurting his biological child, not hers. Punching. I'm pretty sure I go watch Crooked Eye. Cursed Eye. Here it is. Video. Cursed Eye is a fellow Canadian. This is why even though we're enemies, we can never be enemies. Okay? We're just, we exist on the same cold latitude and longitude, and so we share experience. But basically, where is it? Anyway, it's somewhere in here. Maybe you should just text her and ask her. But basically, she's been accused of hurting her child, and then she came out with a video and says, no, I didn't. Okay, we believe you. We totally believe you. Here, let's finish this video. Oh, sorry, but going back to the kid, like, there's definitely, especially in these types of situations where the parents, like, all they do is play video games and sit around, smoke weed, and act fools. Like, those kids are they're not, the thing of representing Jenkins, they want to show you that they're in a loving household. First of all, they're not in a loving household. They're in a ghetto hotel, motel somewhere, a seedy hotel, probably full of crackheads and meth heads and fen heads, okay? That's where they are. So that's not loving, first of all. Second of all, you wouldn't have committed fraud in your first apartment if you loved your kids, and you wouldn't have them sleeping on a floor with disgusting carpets and like mites and termites and fleas, and have your kids have lice and everything else. There's no love in this family. And the fact that she shows this like she's loving, it's crazy, because we've seen loving family vlogs that look like these kids have very nice lives and they're very much loving, and then it becomes 8 passengers. You know what I mean? So even the ones that look good, they're not good. So the ones that look bad are 10 times worse. I'll tell you that. Okay, these people, I'm judging them because they're stereotypical, these types of people. They are these people. They are abusive, and they treat the kids like shit, because all we have to do is look at their content. The kids are treated like shit because the parents come first. And I'm so sick of pretending like that's, oh, you can't say that stuff, but I grew up this way. People on welfare, I'm telling you, people who grow, and I'm not saying everybody that's on welfare, okay? But I'm saying the vast majority of people who make it their like entire personality to be on welfare, and that they all their money comes from welfare, but yet they still have a car, they get their nails done, their hair done, they have like expensive shit, but their kids have to eat butter noodles. That's who I'm talking about, okay? Those people should be put in prison. Okay, I'm talking about the selfish assholes who are so lazy that they'll never get a real job because they're just used to not having. These people laying around all day in a hotel. Okay, go get a fucking job. And the thing is, they do with TikTok, but that money can well be hidden. They just like, it can come into their PayPal, right? And they can just use that. Like, eventually they're gonna get caught though. They're eventually gonna get caught because they have to do their taxes eventually. And the money that they did bring in, even if it's like even if it's like 10,000, 15, 20,000, whatever the case may be, and it's more than that, I promise you that. Some of the videos on this channel have like 15 million views on them. Okay, they've made some money. So when it's time to pay the tax man, they're not going to have it, and they're going to give even more debt, and they're never ever, their credit is probably 300, if not less, maybe 150. Some crazy low score. So another reason they can't get an apartment are the ways they would have one. So I don't know how else to keep saying this, but they're the lowest form of life on social media, and they've been made famous doing dishes in a fucking bathtub. Why are you showing this to the world? You're gross. And they're like, look at, we're resilient. You did this. You made this happen. You put your kids in this situation and trying to be like, look at our content. All they see this is this content. The lowest form of the way that your life is, you shouldn't want to flex it on the internet, because this ain't a flex. You just get more people to hate you because you're a piece of shit, because you're greedy and disgusting.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
And again, this type of hotel is not meant for families to live there, and so the government who's paying for this likely could get in trouble because they don't have anywhere else to put them. So they put them in a place where, like, how are you supposed to feed your kids? How are you supposed to cook for your kids? There's no cooking facilities in these things. There's no hood fans. They're very unsafe. Because watch this. They got a little tiny fridge there for a family of 7, by the way. And he's cooking hamburgers on a hot plate or whatever you call those things, skillet. And okay, maybe go outside and do it because there are no hood fans in here. All the smoke and shit from these burgers that are like, you're doing it wrong anyway, are going to be it's going to be in people's clothes and your hair. It's going to be everywhere. You're going to have the smell of cooking everywhere. There's nothing to vent this place. Go outside on your porch then and cook some burgers. They don't even, it's not, the thing is not meant for this. And here they are doing it.
When I turn it on. Oh, the real shit.
In your ear.
Look at the smoke. It's like burning. If the fire alarm goes off in this hotel, sprinklers will turn on and then all your shit is going to be destroyed. You're not supposed to be doing this in a hotel. But these hotels that house slums, they don't have a choice. They probably disable the fire alarms. I'm not joking because a lot of people are cooking in there. They're smoking, which you're not supposed to be. Like, it's not. They're probably disabled and the kids are in danger. If shit catches fire, people are gonna die. I'm saying it. I don't care. It's crazy that they're doing this in a hotel room that's not meant for it. Look at the smoke. And they're showing everybody like they're proud of it. She's definitely deleting comments about the cat, shaking my head, but you threw the cats out. How Milo living better than y'all. We'll get to that in a second. Why did Drew's son look worried he wasn't going to get a donut? Yep, very much so. Okay, when you put him down the next motel because you're using a damn hot plate, don't come crying to us. Don't start a GoFundMe for the lawsuits you're about to have. Yep. Plugged into a dangling extension cord with a toddler and small children. Many hotels offer hot plates upon request. Maybe they do. I don't know. If she were feeding her kids all fast food, you would be complaining when she's cooking actual meals. No, we're complaining because it's dangerous and they just keep breaking the rules and the laws. Consider purchasing an RV at this point. It's yours and no one can kick you out of it. Give some stability to the kids. They're really not that expensive. I mean, that's a good point. And you can buy an old RV, like a fifth wheel, and just get someone to pay someone $150 to tow it. I'm sure you could ask one of your fans, which you shouldn't do, but I'm sure you could, to tow a fifth wheel to a trailer park. A trailer park's monthly fees are probably, I don't know, what, $200 to $500 a month? Depending where you are. And if you're in a place that has less winter, you can do 24 hour, like like all year round trailer park. At this point, go to a trailer park. They're right. It's yours. You stay there. You live there. And they're like, for what they're looking for, what? A house? I don't get it. They're never going to get it. They're not going to get a mortgage. That's for sure. They're not going to be able to rent. Just go buy a trailer. That's actually a good point. Some of them are not expensive. They're not that expensive. You buy a used one. You don't have to buy a brand new $150,000 trailer, but you can go get a used one for now until you save up money and get a better one. That's just you can get ones for $5,000. Like that would hold your whole family. It's still going to be tight, but it's better than a damn hotel room. How'd they get the bunk bed in the motel? That's easy. Why did your oldest son look shocked to get a sweet treat? Look, he assumed you wouldn't be included. That's what I saw too, yeah. Notice how the boy wasn't expecting to get a donut, was happy he actually got a piece? Like, now I'm wondering why they don't share it with their kids. He looked so shocked. How is social services allowing this? That's a good point. Social services probably put them there. It's not that they're allowing it, that they're facilitated it because they said, hey, look, we're going to be homeless. We're a family. And the social service has no choice to put them there because they help them get to a homeless shelter. And that's why this hotel is converted into a shelter. Yep. Because they don't care as long as the kids have a roof over their heads, beds, clothing, food, and medical care. But they're never in school. Why is Methany's two daughters always handed thing first and Drew's son is always last and always seems so shocked if someone's nice to him in the video? Mm-hmm. Then she has this backup account called Resilient.Jenkins, and she got super, super upset that people called the hotel and got them kicked out. What are you wearing? Again, just a little bit of pride. Just a touch will go a long way. It's like you're making it worse by looking like that. I'm not joking. Probably go to Walmart like that. Does she ever own clothes? Watch what her kid said though. Here's pretty funny.
Thank you. Where did Sissy go? Fella, get out of there.
Bella, get out of there. No! And then she just, okay. Again, not shown is they don't, because good, they're not showing where they are, but like, is this a place for kids? There's no playground here. It's just a little patch of grass, and they think that, oh, look, they're good parents. I'm astonished at the hate you receive from complete strangers. All because this family shares a one-bedroom apartment. Back in the day, families shared one-room homes. Societal standards, no. They both don't work. That's why. It's not from them only having one-bedroom apartments just because it used to be socially acceptable back then doesn't mean it is now. The cat is a big one. My heart breaks for all the kids, but more for Drew's son. Look at them kids, y'all so sweet. Like, are you seeing the same shit? So here it is. This is the video she posted. I can't find this anymore on her page, but the Jenkins family got kicked out of the hotel. Recent TikTok.
I find it interesting you follow us around public and don't want to say hi. You also bold in them comments, but you won't say nothing to our faces.
And she does these videos a lot where she posts them leaving the old apartment and then she talks over it. She's like, I'm so bold in them comments. Do you really want people to come approach you to your face? Is that what you're looking for? Like, you're tough. You think you're tough? Do you really, really, really? Are you daring these people that hate you to come talk to your face? Do you think that they wouldn't if they saw you in Walmart? Do you think that they wouldn't? You're pieces of shit. People are talking shit to you with their face on TikTok. It's not like they're being, some of them are probably anonymous, but most of them are not. Why are you challenging people? You guys are the pieces of shit here, okay? People are concerned for your children. You get mad about that? Think about it for a second, you dumbass. Stop challenging strangers on the internet to come challenge you face to face, because eventually it's going to happen.
Comments, but you won't say nothing to our faces. And that's not even enough.
Again, would you prefer that?
If y'all had to make a bunch of hateful, untrue calls to the hotel we're staying at and get us kicked out, how the miserable you gotta be in your own life to come out of family that's not doing anything to you? You said...
No, you're not doing anything to people. You're doing things to your children. Like, how do you not get this? How are you so obtuse? It's always the deflection, right? And they're always like, huh? Like, why do you hate? Like, we're not doing anything to you. No, you're hurting your kids, though. That's why we're upset. You threw a cat out that looked like it was almost dead. That's what we're upset about, you effing moron. Talk about those things. How are you going to be upset? Oh, do you really not know? Again, they know exactly why people are upset. But this is called rage bait, and I'm raging, so she wins.
Sit there and say you want to do what's best for the children, but yet you want to send them to 2 abusive homes. You think it's better to split up a perfectly happy family and send kids to homes they don't even want to be in.
So I think what she's saying here, and we'll talk about it in a second, is her mom made a video about, like, the truth. And so she's saying, oh, you want to send in abusive homes. You don't think this is an abusive home? This is an abusive kids with lice, bugs, sleeping on the floor, dangerous scenarios, smoking drugs while you're pregnant, smoking drugs while you're around them, living in a crack hotel with fent heads everywhere. You don't think that's abusive situation either? Now, she's only saying that because she burned the bridges with everybody in her family because she's a low-life scum piece of garbage. And so everybody in her life who has failed her or has failed to give her something, she burned that bridge and now she hates them because they just didn't help her. Now, could they be abusive? Possibly, because abuse is cyclical. And people who are abused tend to cycle back into poverty and abuse and everything else. So I could, maybe. But her mom did a video about it, and so we're going to look at it in a second.
To live with people they want nothing to do with. I mean, just make it make sense. These kids are happy where they're at. Home is...
No, they're not.
Wherever the fuck we are together. And
well, that sounds homey.
I'm sorry for the blunt language, but I'm not the one who threw the energy first. Y'all come at me first. And part of me thinks that's why you actually don't want to interact with us in person, is because you know you're not going to meet terrible people. And you...
Why do you want people to interact with you in person? Because then they'll smell you, and then that'll get out. So no. Why are you daring people to interact with you? Are you out of your damn mind? You're one of the most hated people on TikTok. You really want people to interact with you?
You want so badly to be like, they were terrible people. That's just not going to be the case.
You are terrible people. From what we see, what you've shown us, we can deduce that. We're not guessing. We see it. What are you saying right now?
Kids would most definitely not be happier with my... Like I said, they want nothing...
With my mother, she says.
...thing to do with her. I still remember...
No, you want them to have nothing to do with her.
All the trauma you brought on to us, Mom. I'm trying to give you that opportunity to back off now, or I'll start saying some shit. I find it...
So she's threatening her mom to be like, okay, I'm gonna... So, and you know what? Do it then. Because her mom already came out and did a video, and I'll show you here in a second here, if I can find it. Here it is.
So, I've been asked a couple times now by a couple of people, what do I think about Stephanie's situation? I don't need to say Stephanie who, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Watching my daughter go viral because she's doing such a great job, has been one of the hardest things I have ever had to sit back and watch. Watching my daughter make decisions to stay with a man who clearly does not care about her, doesn't care about those children, continues to bring her down, keeps her from even having the sense to reach out to her family and ask for help. I know you watch her videos and you see, oh gosh, she really hates her mom. There's really, I'm not convinced she hates her mom. I'm convinced she knows that I'm the one person who could rescue her, who could set her straight, who could help her come to her senses, and she's too scared to reach out to me. It's hard when you are living in the type of relationship that she's in to admit you're wrong and leave. And I've seen it firsthand. I worked as a domestic violence advocate. I know it doesn't happen overnight. Anyhow, I haven't said a lot because I don't want my words to get twisted and for it to drive an even deeper wedge between me and Stephanie.
Well,
I hope at some point
it will. Because you're coming out publicly against someone who makes her money on public, so she's going to hate you no matter what.
Our relationship can be reconciled, and we can move past this. And I haven't seen my grandkids in over a year. I have a new grandbaby who I've only seen on social media when other people post videos of my grandbaby.
Because she's blocked, probably.
The whole situation is heartbreaking, and I have no other words to say about it. But I've been asked, and I've decided just to at least clear the air a little bit. Anyhow, I am here for Stephanie. But make no mistake, I have absolutely no room in my heart, in my home, or anywhere in my I just can't even go there.
She hates that guy. Drew, or whatever his name is.
Drew's not welcome here.
Yeah.
He's not welcome here.
And so what Stephanie is probably saying is, oh, well, that's my husband or my boyfriend and my baby's dad. So, like, it's, I kind of get that she has to say, like, she seems to be happy with this guy who's abusing her. So what can you do about it? She's an adult. But I know that people are so quick to jump on and be like, Stephanie, take note. This is how a concerned mother would react when faced with the idea of her child being homeless. I don't think we see the whole picture here. That's my gut reaction to this woman. Maybe it's good, and maybe she's not been better, but maybe she's trying to get better, so that's a possibility too. Maybe she's been like, yeah, we've had fights in the past. Stephanie obviously was a troubled kid. She smokes a lot of drugs, and she smokes while pregnant, makes really bad choices, obviously, so that probably was their relationship growing up. She just doesn't have a good relationship with her mom. She doesn't like her because they had falling outs because Stephanie's a piece of garbage who makes bad choices, and this mother probably tried her best, but didn't work. Right? That does happen. Stephanie makes it out that her mom is evil, but looking through her page, she looks a kind of open-minded woman. I understand why she doesn't want Andrew in her home, though. Stephanie's mom looks clean and put together. I'm sure she would make those kids have showers every day, blah, blah, blah. So, again, that's just kind of the truth coming out, because there's a lot of people who know about the truth. She can delete her videos, but they will always be here. Steph has deleted so many videos, but here's this. I cut it short because her daughter was in the beginning. Like, I don't get it. See, but she swears she has so much beef with this woman. My flabber has been gasted. I don't understand what this video is. My mom wanted to go bald.
Baby, how you feeling? Woo, girl, need the bottle of tequila.
Okay, but was on. Okay, so I guess what we're saying right now is that she was on the channel. It boggled my mind that she tried to claim that lady isn't her mom. They pretty much look identical. Her mother is gorgeous and radiant. You can see it in her smile. I never had a mom. My mother was abusive. So again, I guess people are saying that her mom isn't a big piece of garbage and that she's trying to help. So all that to say, this now comes down to the point where they move out of their old apartment and they get rid of the cat, which the video did last time. They threw the cat out, and apparently someone had found in a pause of the video that the cat came back into the home And because they did a time lapse, a really fast time lapse, and someone went frame for frame and saw that the cat came back in and they threw it out. Someone even claimed, and this is alleged, that they threw boiling water on the cat to get it out of the house. If this is the case, and when we see this cat, and we're going to see in a minute, Milo is the cat. When you see what happened to this cat, what it looks like after the fact, these people should be in prison for animal abuse. Like, I think that's an offense that you can go to jail for. They should be in jail for what they did to this cat. Okay, so here's Milo's journey page on TikTok. Where is it? 66,000 followers because she went and rescued this cat. Watch this.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I am currently on my way to the apartments where the Brazilian Jenkins dumped their cats outside. See if I can find them. I don't have any cat food or anything, so I brought some tuna to see if I can find them. I will keep you guys updated. Alright, y'all. I am going in.
Hidden court. You know why they keep it hidden? It's full of crackheads.
In court. So when I drove by yesterday, the U-Haul was up here by the front, by this red car.
Vape. Sorry, it's just funny.
So I'm guessing that they lived right here in the front. Let's see if we can find these poor kitties. Good morning, everyone.
Oh, okay.
Happy Monday.
So it says, oh, they lived in the flats. That checks out. What's the flats? Look up Felony Flats, Portland. Okay. Felony Flats. How do you define the area? I've owned my home here in Woodstock, Brentwood, Darlington for a decade, and I see my neighbors get super bent out of shape when folks use the term Felony Flats to describe the area. I define Felony Flats as anywhere south of Powell from 50 Sec, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, most definitely in the 64th and Flavel when your neighbor is on parole and his PO is constantly checking in on him. You understand the name fits. Plus, the second night I lived there, a woman got shot in the stomach 2 blocks from my house. Holy shit. Super safe for your kids, I guess. People are asking you not to call it Felony Flats, but that's, sorry, it's going to be called Felony Flats forever, probably. Okay, so, I know it's awful they got evicted, but I'm glad they did. It would have been so easy to break into that apartment and take those kids being up in the front. Yeah, that's the one thing I talked about in the beginning. And when you put your kids in line and make them internet famous, you're going to have more predators coming for them. That's just... And how many cops are going to care about poor children from the Felony Flats? I'm being real. They don't care. CPS clearly didn't give a shit. They don't care about poor kids. Nobody gives a shit about poor kids. That's just the way this world works. How did you find out where she lived? Court documents said name of apartments about 5 minutes from where I live. How do you know she dumped them? She made a whole video of her doing it. Good luck. Hope you find this kitty. So she went in there. And I guess here it is.
I don't like when I walk up to anybody's house, but I don't see nothing in there. I don't know if this is the apartment. I don't want to look in people's windows.
That's the right apartment because I bought her that entry rug that had cats on it. That's her mom saying that. Okay.
I might have to just leave some tuna right there. I'm gonna walk around. I drove behind the apartments and on the side. Hi, kitty. Behind the...
I feel so sorry for animals that have to grow up in these areas, too. I'm not even joking.
Apartments. This neighbor has a little... Any kitties in there?
Oh, there's one.
Hi!
Did she find the cat? Well, apparently, I guess she did find the cat. And then, so anyway, she started the GoFundMe. And look at this cat here. Look at what this cat looks like. And this is like probably after the cat went into her home. Like, it was way worse than this. She's raised $5,500 for this cat. And she wants to raise money. Imagine being left outside alone and starving after your family moved away. That's exactly what happened to Milo. This sweet, gentle cat was abandoned by his previous owners. Left to fend for himself in the cold. On Tuesday, March 18th, I, Shaylin, couldn't bear to see the sight of him. When I was searching to find the cats that were dumped, he came right up to me and I brought him home. When I found Milo, it broke my heart. He was painfully thin, covered in sores, infested with fleas, and had large patches of missing fur. It was clear he'd been neglected for far too long. Despite his condition, he was incredibly affectionate and trusting. I knew I had to help him. My family and I have fallen in love with Milo and determined to give him the loving, forever home he deserves. How your donation will help Milo desperately needs veterinary care, and that looks like it can cost thousands of dollars for that stuff. That cat looked like it was on the verge of death. Okay? Health issues and get him on the road to recovery. Your generous donations will go directly towards veterinary expenses. This includes examinations, blood work, flea and parasite treatment. This cat's living with fleas and parasites amongst children who are sleeping on the floor, by the way. More abusive behavior. medication for his sores and any other necessary medical care, nutritious food to help him gain weight and regain his strength, litter and litter box for his comfort and hygiene, essential supplies including water bowl, food bowl, cozy bed, preventative care, make sure he's healthy for the future. Every dollar counts and will make a significant difference. We're incredibly grateful. And I mean, she could have kept going, but the organizer currently disabled new donations. So I think she's trying to raise 2,500 or something like that. She raised 55, and good for her for shutting it off. She's like, okay, I got enough. She could have let it keep going 10. It would have gotten bigger. People are outraged by this, and so good for her. And so she's grown a channel basically documenting her taking care of Brazilian Jenkins' cat, and good for her. I mean, that's how you're gonna do it. That's how you're gonna do it, I suppose. But like, she got a little comfy bed there. The cat looks like it's doing better.
I get to love you. It's the best thing that I'll ever do. I get to love you.
My cat loves those. Sammy loves those things. Get the cat ones from Costco. And honestly, shout out to this lady for, even if it's for clout, I don't care. If you want to rescue a cat and take care of it and gain followers and money from it, good. You deserve it. Honestly, I don't care if it's for clout. I don't care. She seems to be giving this cat the house it deserves, its own couch. It's got sweaters. Look at how mangy it was. Here it is.
The kitty, so
Look at this.
If I can get her, if she will trust me enough to grab her.
Poor cat.
She is.
Oh, because it's fucking starving. If this doesn't enrage you, nothing will enrage you. Brazilian Jenkins should be canceled off the internet for this. They should be removed from TikTok. They shouldn't be able to make money. They literally abandoned a cat to die. That was part of their family. And they're like, we're good parents. How dare you judge us for being good parents?
Oh,
look at this. Look at this cat. Why is it half the body almost missing?
Baby, you.
Oh my gosh, guys, look at that.
It's okay.
Jeez, okay. So was this a Brazilian Jenkins cat? I am enraged, and as well everybody should be. One of several that they dumped. How many do they have? Apparently someone said they have 4 cats. I thought it was 3, but could be. I mean, why do you have cats if you're not going to take care of them? Can someone tell me what's happening? Is this a Brazilian Jenkins cat? Did she throw them out in the street while moving? Only I looked at her page when she said, here's the thing, she lied about this. She said she was going to call animal control to come get them, and they would have come get them. They probably would have been put down, but they would have come get them. But she just let them out in the street and let them go. When I was a child, my mom had to do this when we moved once. We had a cat. And this is why it upsets me, because I looked for that cat forever and I couldn't find it when I went back to the place where we used to live. And it was just gone. Broke my heart. It broke my heart. And I didn't have a say in it. It broke my freaking heart. The fact that they did this is insane to me, that they're getting away with this. Why can't they go to jail for this? I will head out and see if I can find it. The other one, my search doesn't stop with Milo. I just want to pet you, yoink. What happened to her skin, poor kitty? 100% believe animal neglect charges should happen. Imagine just being a cat, not understanding how your family just left you alone. There's no excuse for this. She had the platform to find good houses for the kittens. That's true. She had a platform with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, 260,000. She could have easily asked someone in Portland, Oregon to come get her cats. She could have, but she had pride and she didn't want to do that because she didn't want to be called out for it. So instead, she just abandoned it into the streets of fentanyl forest or wherever they lived. Unbelievable. Please call the cops to report animal abuse. Again, for this lady to do this, good for you. He has really bad flea infestation, bad flea allergy. They put him on steroid. They don't see flea medication. They don't think any signs of ringworm or mange. Updated my Amazon wish list. That cat looks like it's... To all the people who support Brazilian Jenkins, what's your excuse about this? Speak up. I agree with you on that. Absolutely. I don't know if she spoke out about the cats. I don't know if she did. But here's a move. You're so mad about our life and it's not even yours. You can't... Oh, put a freaking striker on your letters. You can't stand to admit that see a happy family. Is this a happy family? Living in a fentanyl hotel? That's a happy family? You assholes. Is it just me or does it look like Drew could work? He absolutely could work. His health condition is high blood pressure. He can't work. F off. Maybe get off and get some exercise then. Drew looks pretty healthy to me. Why is he unloading things? Whoever's calling in and getting them kicked out should really think twice. The kids are suffering. No, the kids need to be removed from their care. If that's how they treat animals, that's how they treat their kids too. I'm sorry. They need to be removed from their care. This is like, I don't care, call CPS. There should be 1,000 calls to CPS for this. Get them out of there. This isn't resilience, it's Negligence Jenkins. Now I know damn well I didn't see a brand new TV box when you're all hotel hopping. Yeah, you did. They might just keep it to move the TV if they need it. No, they got 3 TVs in that hotel. If you worked a little harder, then you have a lot more. That song really fitting for you all. Milo able to find a home before y'all is crazy work. And more followers. They won't be happy for long. My parents dragged us kids through evictions, homelessness, motels, etc. This is a traumatic event for your kids' lives, no matter how innocent they are. This is exactly what it is. Now, the kids might just be going along with it because this is life, but it's going to affect them in the long run, and the fact that you're putting it on the internet as well is double shitty. Look, guys, he does other stuff than sit on his PS5. Look, can someone explain like I'm 5 why they can't get jobs to support themselves like all the rest of us? I'm confused. I think he can have a W-2 job for what I don't know is probably he owes child support. Yeah, exactly. He will not get a job because he does not want to pay child support. That's it. That's the end of it. She's purposely showing the neighborhood the U-Haul is a storage unit. The 7 people are sharing 2 beds. These kids aren't happy. They're coping. I was homeless off and on when I was little. My younger siblings grew up in hotels and shelters. We definitely resented our mother. Not to mention school is hell. Do better. They're not going to do better. But what does she say about the cats? She did come out and say something about the cats. Yeah, here it is. One of the cats tried to run back inside. And you can see it here. He grabs the cat. I don't know if you can see that. He grabs the cat. So cat ran back inside because nowhere else to go. Grabs the cat and throws it out. Like, you guys, we should... jail. So apparently she made a post here about the cats. I was going to screenshot the messages to show proof that I wasn't able to find someone local to take them. No, you didn't try hard enough. But I felt like that would not respect the privacy of those who reached out. I hate that I didn't think to make this post weeks ago. I honestly will regret that. I'm not perfect, no one is, and I'm not making excuses. I genuinely hate that I wasn't able to rehome them. As far as only caring because of some fine, I didn't even know that was a thing, and if I'm fined, I can't do anything about that, but we'll pay it, duh. I hope everyone has a good night. F you. F you, Resilient Jenkins. Go f yourself. I'm over. I'm done with these fucking people. I hate them. How are these people getting hundreds of thousands of followers? How is it possible? And I understand it's because people want to like look at them and be like, it's a train wreck, and you want to see that they're a train wreck, right? And so you watch it that way, and you're like, okay, hey, it's a train wreck. But all the comments are hate comments. Almost, maybe there's 1 or 2 that's positive, but most of the comments are hate comments. And they're creating this content and they're making money off it. The only way that that we can stop Resilient Jenkins from continuing down this path is to literally stop watching her. Stop hate watching her. I mean, we have to call her out. That's the first step, and that's what we're doing. That's what Reddit's doing. That's what a lot of people that gets at. That's the natural order of things. But apparently I saw it on the Reddit thread that there's a blackout for Resilient Jenkins, and mass unfollow and do not watch on March 25th, which is today you're watching this. No, tomorrow. It'll be tomorrow that the blackout happens. So I encourage you to follow the blackout. Maybe it won't do anything, but just do it. Don't engage with anything that has to do with Resilient Jenkins. Not on their channel, at least. Don't go over there. Don't leave a comment. Watch and mass unfollow them. They are going to continue to do this, and they're going to continue to hurt animals and children and abuse them because it gets them money. Guys, it makes them money to be shitty adults and abusive parents. This is what makes them money, and you're all paying them. You're putting money in their pockets. You got to stop watching. You got to stop making these people famous. And this is because of Resilient Jenkins and other families are all coming out forward now and being like disgusting pieces of shit and showing the internet. And they're like, they're not ashamed at all. They're making money doing it, people. Eventually, there's going to be people that force their lives to be this way so they can make content like it. And the kids are going to suffer because of it. Like, we used to have pride. We used to have shame. It's time to bring it back. Resilient Jenkins are garbage people, and we should be calling CPS because those kids should be nowhere near them. You understand? Just on that video alone where she's smoking weed while pregnant, you should take those children away. Okay? Because when parents are shitty, they have to get drug tests and stuff at the hospital when babies are born. She's smoking drugs while pregnant. Get these kids out of there. It might be a short-term hurt for these kids, long-term gain. People are like, well, they're going to be a foster system would be better. And it normally isn't. Like, going to the crazy piece's house, Dr. D Dozen house, that's better than foster system. I'll agree with you on that, okay? Because at least they get food and they can do whatever they want. They get all the fun shit, but they don't get any love. But I mean, it's better than foster care. But these kids would be better off in foster care. I'm not even kidding. Call CPS, okay? Because if they're willing to abuse animals to that degree, what are they going to do with their kids? And call the animal control too. Everybody take a huge breath with me. We're going to need it today. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys. Do what you got to do to get these people called out. They do not deserve to have children. It's only going to get worse from here. Something bad is going to happen to these kids while they live in these areas too. I guarantee you that. And the shit that they're going to see is going to live with them for the rest of their lives. Don't let it continue. We have a role to play here, and I think we can do something about it. So, anyway, thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate you. You're awesome. Thanks for being here. I'll see you when I see you.